Hey guys, so yes, we are at our second Nuroum video in our double header where we just reviewed the Nuroum Open-Ear Pro 2. This time around, we're going to review the Nuroum HP31D, a lot more traditional in terms of its design. But if you want to find out more about the Nuroum Open-Ear Pro 2, a fantastic and great value proposition open-ear headset, I'll leave a link to the video in the video description below. But coming back to what we're reviewing in this video, this is the Nuroum HP31D. So again, more traditional in terms of its design, but let's first talk about the unboxing. So in the box, you do get the headset, obviously. You do get some documentation. Now you get a charging dock and a USB-A dongle, which we'll talk about more. But you also get a USB cable, and it's actually a USB-C to C cable, but on one end you do get an attached USB-C to A converter, so that's actually a really nice touch. Now in terms of the build quality, there are aspects of it that I really like and other parts of it where you can kind of show where there were some cost-cutting measures. Now first up, the band at the top is metal and feels really great. Gives you a lot of flexibility without giving any sense that it's going to get damaged or broken. Same for the extension. This is all metal as well with a surrounding plastic hinge as well, but there is metal inside to give you a bit more rigidity. Also, I would give Nuroum an A+ for its cushioning. Now, first of all, the ear cups, you can bend them this way, which is really nice, helps you pack it up. But the cushion on it, I've been using it for almost a month now, and it has been really comfortable. Now, in terms of charging, you can actually charge it directly on the Nuroum HP31D. There is a USB-C port there, but also, like I mentioned, included in the box is the charging station, which is really nice. You can use that, plug it in, makes it a lot easier to store your headset without putting it on a dusty table. Now, I also did mention that it came with a USB dongle that allows you to connect. So yes, you can connect your headset to two different devices at the same time. So it also supports Bluetooth 5.4, and you can connect to a Bluetooth supported device. And at the same time, with that dongle, you can connect it, for example, to your PC and then Bluetooth to my phone. I can then switch between the two without having to take off my headset. I can use them seamlessly. That's a great touch. Now, this is what I really like about the design for the charging dock. Now, with those small little USB-A dongles, it's very easy for that to go missing or misplace them. But, and I honestly don't know if anyone else does this, but on the dock of the Nuroum HP31D at the back, there is a slot for you to put that dongle there. And not only did they create that slot is magnetic. So once you put it there, you can turn around, shake it a bit, it is not coming out. That's fantastic. Now, like I mentioned, comfort-wise, in terms of the cushion, I really like. There is one small thing though. Now, when you get this sort of headset that has this sort of gap in between, I know why the gap is there. It's just so that you have a way of slotting it into the dock for this Nuroum headset. However, usually when you have this sort of design, it usually means that this cup can rotate and it can sort of move up and down a little bit, but that's about it. You can't move it side to side, it's just up and down. And I think that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Now, probably it would have added quite a significant cost to it, but it would have been nice if this cushion could have moved sort of 360. It would have made it way more comfortable than it already is. Nuroum claims a total of about 35 hours of continuous calls and 45 hours of continuous music listening, which is impressive. I haven't actually tested out to listen to it that long, but I've used it enough that I know that I don't really see a need to dispute that too much. Which then brings me to the audio quality. Now, what I would say is it is pretty obvious, in my opinion, that in terms of the audio quality coming out of the headset is tuned specifically for vocals or speaking in meetings. Now, why do I say that? Now, in calls, when you are in a meeting and you listen to someone speak, it sounds really nice. The person's voice has a lot of body. It sounds really clear. You still get clean highs as well. But then on the flip side, when you listen to music, I'm not the biggest fan. Some people might like it, but I find that low and low mid a little hollow. When you listen to certain music, like maybe around the 400 to 300 hertz, it sounds a little honky, which I'm not a fan of. But if you're getting this for meetings and calls to speak with someone, it is absolutely great. And yes, when you talk about meetings and calls, chances are it's going to be on Teams, Zoom, Google Meets, one of them. This supports all of them. Now, it doesn't mean that it's certified with it, but it works on all of those, and I've tested all the major ones, and it works perfectly fine. And generally, as long as it works on Windows or Mac, which it does for both, it should work for any of those UC&C platforms. You also have a mute button on the boom mic as well. It's nice. A lot of times they tend to be nearer the tip, but this one is actually at the ear cup, which is kind of nice, because if you want to mute yourself and you don't have the muscle memory yet to know where the button is, you're going to be tapping and fiddling with it, and people on the other line are going to hear that thumping sound. You also have your volume rocker over here to go volume up and volume down, and you have a special button at the top called MFB. Now, no, the MF is not what you're thinking about. It stands for multifunction button. So yes, there are a lot of different things that you can do with it. So what I would recommend, read the guide to know how to use this button properly, because it is very useful.
Hey guys, so I've got the Senec headphones on with me. I thought I'd just test them out. Even though, yeah, they're kind of meant to be more for office use, it's meant to be versatile. You can take it out if you're okay with having a boom pole. I'm putting it down because I want you guys to know how it sounds, and I'm right next to a road, so it should be noisy, no idea. I guess you could just lift this up if you don't want to use it, but yeah, this is how it sounds.
And yes, you did hear the mic quality coming out of the Nuroum HP31D. Again, same with the Nuroum Open Ear Pro 2, the microphone and the noise cancelling quality here is its strongest feature. Now with the Open Ear Pro 2, I wasn't really happy with the overall quality, but the noise cancellation was really good. With this one, I am happy. I am just as happy with the noise cancellation as I am with the overall audio quality of the mic. Whenever there is some noise cancelling, your voice is never going to sound as full. So I'm not going to penalize Nuroum for that. But despite the very heavy noise cancellation where I was testing it, cars going by, water feature, that same park where I usually test most of my headsets, it did an extremely good job. Apart from some of the wind noise, which is almost impossible to cancel out, it cancelled out basically everything else, so much so that it actually sounded I was indoors. I think the price might be the second best part about this headset, because you get the headset with the charging dock that comes in. You don't pay additional for that, with the cables and the USB-C dongle. The original price is $99 US. And if you enter a specific code on the website, I don't know how long that lasts, that brings it down to $90 US. So yeah, overall, Nuroum, well done. I am thoroughly impressed with the value proposition of the Nuroum HP31D. So much so that I am going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars and a Technobabble Recommended logo. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the Nuroum HP31D. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.